time. A little time to look around me. I've got nowhere left to hide. It looks like love has finally found me. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. I can't stop now. I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. Let's talk about love. I wanna know what love is. Love that you feel inside.
Yeah! Ugh. Turn it off, Vic.
Okay, here's the story. I saw the MG4. It was a real one on a film set, and I loved it. Umarex / VFC released their AEG, and I went, £1,400? Are you fucking mental? But I kept looking at it. Then I realised that I can get them at trade price. But even at trade price, they're just shy of £1,000. And I thought to myself, are you fucking mental? Finally, one came in for a little bit of repair work to get it going. It was picked up, a car boot or something. I worked on it. It works fine. I told the guy the price, and he was like, oh man, I can't afford that. And I was like, it's a £1,500 gun, dude. This is... He had a couple of spare box mags with it, and I was like, dude, seriously? And he was like, nah, do you want to buy it from me? And I went, I'll buy it off you for the cost of the repair and an extra 150 quid. He went, yep, fine, done. Then I posted my Patreon video with my stupid little MG4 sexy video, and he saw it and went, yeah, no, I need it back. I borrowed some money. I want it. And I was like, okay. So he paid the bill, gave me 150 quid back, and I sat there going, fuck, because I'd fallen for it completely. Then I noticed that on patrol bases, Boneyard, there was one without any wiring, and it was always like fucking £600-700 or something. I don't know, it was lots of money. And I was like, no. Then they did a special thing, and I picked it up for, what, 400 quid or something? Couldn't say no. So now I have a completely unoperational, non-working, wireless MG4. So let's take a peek. There's not many videos of these cunts going around. The ones that are there, there's a couple of them. There's an American guy. His video's quite long. I don't watch other people's videos because I really can't be arsed. But from scanning through this hour-long video, it does appear that his doesn't work, and Elite Force, well, obviously we use Umarex as the person distributing over here, but over there it's Elite Force. They are ghosting him. That's as much as I knew from the video. Then you've got the German dude. His video is over 2 hours long, and it is one hell of a comprehensive video. It is bloody good, but it is all in German, and you know, you've seen how I look. I don't like reading shit, and I can't speak German, so that was no good. So I thought I may as well put some kind of video up, and here we are. This is, in my opinion, which means in every single fact, I think the sexiest support gun I've ever ever owned. I love it. I fucking love it. However, it does weigh, and you know, for a fucking 1,500 pound gun, okay, no battery, no ammo, well, I can hold it with one handlet. You can hold it all day. The aluminium is just light as a feather. So that is, it looks good, but obviously it is very, very light. If I were to pop it open, it's even lighter. This weighs nothing, obviously. But if you haven't seen what's inside one of these, and I'm going to give my opinion on that at the end, but obviously this is a VFC AEG.
Fuck!
So if the powers that be, the two biggest cunts on the planet for what they do to us, weren't slapping their fucking bullshit onto the cost of the gun, this would not be a 1,400, 1,500 pound gun. This would be a £1,000 gun, and even then, that's a bit fucking expensive. I think the LCTM60, when that comes out, is going to be full steel, and it will be cheaper than this. That's my assumption. My Inakatsu, that way, when I saw it, I only paid about 350 quid for it, but when it sold, it went for a couple of grand. You know, it was the limited edition one. Also, by the way, you're going to hear our new dog, Lottie, in the background, trying to get her used to being at work with me. She does breathe very, very heavy when she feels like it. So when you hear that, don't worry about it. I have not got any hookers in here whereby I've got them tied up and gargling on things. Not today, anyway. So, let's take it apart. I've only done one of these. I've done it recently, but I would have forgotten how it works. The bipod is the best bipod I've ever had on an out-the-box support gun. Like, it's good. It's legitimately good. It's a good bipod. And I can't believe that. Every M60 I've ever owned, I've always just put a real bipod on there for a real 60. It adds 200 quid to the price, but it's absolutely worth it. Bits that are missing. A couple of little screws. The insert here for if you don't want to use the box mag. That was damaged, bits missing. So fuck that. So this will need modifying so that I can feed direct from the box mag. There is no QD barrel. That is a fucking godsend. Because the QD barrel is the biggest problem on every single support fucking gun. It really is. So, let's start doing the taking apart thing. Now, if you want to see a correct and accurate way of taking one of these apart, watch the German Dudes video. It is fucking brilliant. I'm just going by the way that I did it last time. So there's your back end. You can see your spring up here. Get rid of that fucking stupid thing because I've got a proper one going in there. Now there's lots of plastic on here, as you can see. Look at the amount of plastic. That's annoying as shit. It really is. That QDs. Yeah, you understand? Yeah? Me getting my fucking hands stuck in everything all the time because I'm a fucking idiot? QDs. So many little pieces. Like, so many little pieces. Now it gets fun because now I've got to start really hitting things. So this is a shit cunt to get out. It's only one screw, but this plate is fucking wank. There's almost no bite whatsoever. So that is your lever to release the barrel. And it is fucking abhorrent. So let's get this all the way down in there. And that slides there, and you can see eventually that will click into place. See that? Boom. Okay, there it is. And it's stiff, it is not coming out, but trying to actually get that to come out is fucking awful. It does not want to come out. It's horrible. It's so horrible. Just fucking horrible. Really is horrible. You've got this as well. Okay. All that is barrel latch parts. And they fucking suck. So, this is a case of just keep this screwed in place. Only take it out if you need to. I say that about everything with a QD barrel. Just that's what you want to do realistically. So, whap that over there. This, I mean, Jesus Christ. Well, that goes basically like that. Disgusting. Just disgusting. It's so overcomplicated, and you never ever need something like this that is so fucking complicated. So now, gearbox. You can see it's freely moving. I've popped these pins out here. You can see where someone's already had a go at taking this apart and broke that piece there. Right, there's that. So now we can get to the gearbox, which is there. That would never normally drop out so easy, but as I said, there's no fucking wires or anything in it. This whole thing is going to need completely rewiring. Now that now weighs nothing. So this is where I wonder what we're paying for. Is it sexy? Yes. What the fuck are we paying for? We are paying for over-manufactured. If you run this thing too fast, and I'll explain why in a second, if you run this thing too fast, it doesn't work, okay? So I'm going to take the trigger box out, because I'm going to have to modify the trigger box, because I want this to run normally. I don't have access to the original parts, which you'll see is not a big deal. In case you've never seen how these work, I swear to God, they work on two pigs' dicks. I swear to God. So let's fuck that bit off for a second. Here's your trigger mech. Now I'm going to modify that. It's got this horrible ratchet system. For anyone who says the S&T stuff is not the same as VFC, does that ring any bells? Now look at that. Look at the amount of wear that's on the nozzle. Let's do this bit first. Okay. Trigger's back working. Excuse me, miss. Be quiet. Believe it or not, you're not terrifying. No, no one's scared. No one's scared of you. Lottie. So as you can see from this one, there's a big chunk missing from up here. Basically, when this fires, it turns a whirligig. The whirligig, look at that, look at the quality. The whirligig is right there. So let's put this in for a second. So that sits in there, like that. Now tell me where the ammo is meant to feed into. Lay it on me. The ammo feeds in from the bottom. You feeling me? The ammo feeds from the bottom. So if you want to get this thing so it's feeding, and any of those little magic bits, the little motor that lives here, if you need to get that running, you're fucked. Absolutely and completely fucked. The reason this is so expensive is because it is so fucking over complicated. That's the only reason. So let me show you one of the two pig dicks. You'll like this. See that down in there? That will spin when power is applied. And that's what feeds the ammo up and into the gun. Now that bit there I've got no problem with. But when you've got another one here, then you've got a problem. There's your other pig dick. Right there. That needs to turn. If that can't turn, because if there's no motor or correlating part, it can't turn the pig dick. And what you're left with is basically a paperweight, unless you manufacture something. There's no amount of HPA that's going to make this work. It's not going to happen. And I want you to see how flimsy this is. I'll turn that back on itself. You can see how it feeds the ammo. Now technically that's a stroke of genius. Point two. Point two. Technically, stroke of genius. But we need to get that turning. Okay, ready? The ammo sits in there. Watch him. And you'll see it feeding up into there. That does mean when you use the gun, you've kind of got to arm the system or prime the system by firing off a few rounds just to get it to feed into place. But there you go. With that unit in there. So, ammo goes through the pig dick, up the tube, out the end of the tube. The end of the tube sits in here. It pours the ammo into that slot. Like that. It feeds backwards into the system. Turning, turning, turning. Up into there and forward. Zip, 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 zip. Now I think anyone with half a brain is thinking exactly what I'm thinking, especially when that is that flimsy. You'll also see this one has cracked. Even if you HPA this, you need the electric parts to turn that. Well, my plan, or my aim anyway, is to just make this run like a regular LMG. But if you are anything like me, you would be thinking, what the fuck was going on in their heads? Honestly, that's going to go in there. Now I need to feed it into that mechanism. Technically, I can do that from the top. This here is a little bit kinked, but I think it will be alright. Now, there will be a way that I can make that turn. I simply need to know about the motor that's in there, because I can use the same kind of motor to operate the system. So let me get that barrel back out. I dare say that there is not going to be... Jesus. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Jesus Christ. You have to go in that hole and literally force it. God, it's so tight. Come on. Come on. Ah, and it's locked again. Come on. Come on, you bastard. Ah, there we go. Fucking horrible. Right. So I dare say I'm not going to make a video on exactly what I do to fix this, because I think that'd be fucking foolish. My thought process is going to be just to run it via the top. Now this is going to be one of those things that I'm sure just disappears into obscurity. And will become... God, fucking hell! A sort of holy grail piece. Oh my god! Hot rubber is decimated. Loads of C-clips on here. I hate C-clip. But yeah, I thought you'd like to see what an absolute piece of crap this is. Let me see if I can remove from here. More broken plastic. Now hilariously, to get this out, because this runs through power from the gun, you have to take the C-clips boom. That is going to come out. There's a better look. At this fucking system. It's staggering. It doesn't make any sense why they've done this. It just doesn't. I mean, yes, there will be practical application for this. What if you can't get parts? I mean, that is smooth as butter. Technically, I can use this to power this feed mechanism wherever the fuck I put it. Here. I can use that to power that. I could probably use a little tiny shitty motor, as long as it's bonded on there, and that can turn. But this has to turn at the same speed as that. Apparently that'll take 12 volts. It's a 50-to-1 system. I think that's what it means. And that's why they say 11.1, but of a certain milliamp. Because this has to feed at a very particular speed. But it is D-pinion. So what if, for the sake of argument, this has to be the bit that is consistent and running at a certain speed. If I've got room there, I've got room there. So I need the opposing bit to that. The other alternative is just I run it like a regular box mag that feeds up and over. Maybe it could feed through the bottom. Maybe it could. It also doesn't need to feed from the drum mag. Doesn't have to. It can feed from up here. There's a separate part that will allow it to hopper feed from in there. But I still need the opposing part to that. So there's many ways that I can approach this fucking bullshit. But look at the kink. I still need to fix that. So I think my best solution I really don't know. I've got no idea, but that'll be a part 2. There's that, as you can see. There's your feed pipe. All I've got to do is connect up the Bowden spring, which means just getting a little thread that puts on there, and we are running. Up the top, empty. The box mag is running the exact same system, as you can see. There is my Bowden spring. And instead of running into that hole like it used to, it will feed down under into here. Safe. Fire. If I go over to here, okie dokie, here we go. Apart from one thing, it is done. The box mag is kind of permanently on there. The reason for that is that it's so wank the clip breaks. So let's pop that out quickly, but it is kind of permanently in there. As you can see, I've added real bullets to it because it looks far better than the shitty ones that it comes with. This is a very hard video to do because of the fucking size of this. So let me try and, I will try and pop it out, but it is kind of, no, it's not worth me fucking around with that. So, it's so fucking big. Right, let me get this ammo out. I've been so busy that I'm making myself ill again. Oh, horrible, horrible. So the wire, how am I going to do this? This is very difficult actually, this is pretty difficult. Right. So, the wires run through the same holes, but now they just wire directly to the loom inside the gearbox, the same as what you do in any normal, fuck off you fucking noisy cunts, any normal support gun. This is the final bit of my puzzle. It's really difficult to find the name of something that you don't know what the name of it is. You dumb fuck! It turns out the thing is called a cable flange, a cable, I can't remember what it's called, but it's called one of these. Cable gland, that's it, a cable gland. This is what I'm going to use to attach the Bowden cable. Just pure water coming out my nose. Brand new Bowden spring. More sneezing in a second. Fuck off. Oh. Now I'm very glad that Retro Arms do this in metre long, because fucking hell we need it. And now I'm going to stuff tissue up my nose so that I can talk without having to keep wiping my nose and sneezing. The reason I get so ill is because when I start to get ill, because I'm working myself to death, is that I keep working. As I may have said before, I do steer away from politics apart from telling people don't vote, but there are too many shit cunts out there that don't want to do any fucking work. And hey, I work for a living, so I never stop, because somebody's got to pay for the benefit scroungers bills. Oh, I will have to take it off, and I know it's going to break, and it's fucking wank. Oh, it's going to break, and it's wank. I know it's gonna break. Come on. Okay, am I out? It's the fucking wankiest thing, it really is. Right, you sort of had to fucking glue it to fuck already, because this, it's just dog shit. So let me gut this quickly. Okay, here we go with the Retro Arms Bowden Spring. That's all good. Okay, I can see it feeding. Oh yeah, okay. This is, without doing a range test, it's definitely hopping, but on 2.8s it's given me about 1.17 joule, which is a smidge too high for the UK, but it's such a quick change spring it doesn't matter. Now, here's my problem. I'm fully aware that I don't have half of the feed mechanism installed. I completely understand that. My problem is the feed mechanism that lives inside here is identical to what lives in here. So this up here feeds at the same speed as what lives down here. Just like every fucking box mag and every fucking drum mag that I come across, they just don't keep up with what I consider to be a high rate of fire, but also what I consider to be a sensible or reasonable or even low rate of fire. It just doesn't do it. It's not possible. It hasn't got the ability. And the reason is very simple. When you wind a high cap magazine, feeding the pony there, you are creating sprung tension. It's keeping constant pressure on the BBs to keep them feeding. This doesn't have that. Whether it's here, whether it's here, it doesn't have the ability to keep the pressure on the BBs that it needs. Now, this is not running in any different way to any other 249 or 60. And granted, I couldn't test this when it was brand new because I never got it brand new. You saw it had parts missing. So this is going to require, if I want to run this at anything more than it's going to require the ball gear insert. So far, nobody apart from Ball Gear gets a box mag right. And this massively over elaborate design the VFC have put into this, which has cost so much money and added so much additional fucking, not even value, but just cost to the weapon. It's already proven that it breaks down because this one didn't have one. We know that it breaks down. This feeds fine at a very low rate of fire. Every so often, it will skip a shot, and that is because the BB is just not making it into the system. It needs the additional pressure that you'd get inside a high cap mag. Whether you know or not, this is what a high cap mag looks like. Let's move this shit over here for a second. This is what you get inside a high cap mag. You fill it with ammo. And they sit in that reservoir like that. When you feed it up like that, they go into the system. And there they are at the top. The issue you've got with a system like this is that we've just seen it get to the top. Let's see how much tension there is and how many BBs we can push through. 1. So I'll do that again for clarity. So let me give that a wind. Okay. That's how many beebs I got out of it. Not a lot of pressure. Now imagine that system doesn't have that additional pressure, because what you've got here when you see the counterweight and whatever else, if I hold the counterweight and I spin that, the mag will think that it is full. That's what it's doing. We're holding the gears, the spring is winding and it's gaining tension. If you don't have that upward push, where's it going to go? So when I let go of that, because the BB's at the top, that won't spin. But now when I release that, it kicked a whole load out. You heard it spin. So let me do that without ammo so you get the idea. If I just spin it, you see the counterweight going, and so if I hold the counterweight, which is basically holding the gear, that is saying, yep, the BBs are at the top. We are applying tension to the mechanism, and the mechanism, the more you wind, God, I'm so unwell, the more you wind, the more tension you get. This is when you get to adjust. This is what's good about a hike. I really am not well. So this is what is good about a high cap mag. We talk about so this is what is good about a high cap mag. Talk about mid cap syndrome, how with EPM 1s and whatever, you can find the ammo is feeding not with enough pressure to make it feed properly, or with too much pressure, causing it to drop in power. With this, we're adjusting the amount of tension. And if I wind this all the way, I might find that, oh, my power drops a little bit. But then I know not to wind it all the way. When I let go of the counterweight, it spins. That is what's going to keep pushing the ammo out the top. But if I'm not holding it, it can only spin as fast as the BBs can leave the system. If there's nothing to give it the tension inside that cooled spring to give it that boost, all we're doing is feeding it at that speed. And this is why drum mags, box mags, they're just fucking awful. Now, some systems do run what is literally a high cap mag. I mean, if you look inside here, you've got that little slot, right? If I get a 3mm in there, that will keep turning it. And there's nothing stopping me from chopping the top off there, attaching into there, like that, and attaching that to, I don't know, an electric screwdriver or a Dremel or something, because that will keep that spinning. And then when I stop pulling the trigger, as long as that is pre-wound, you know, that's all that matters. But if there's no pre-wind going on, it doesn't work. If we look at the drum mag, it's an LCT that I've got on my... If we look at the drum mag, which is an LCT that I've got on my Galil Micro, exactly the same thing as what this is doing. There's not enough oomph, because the high cap mag they've put inside there gives you that much before it thinks it's fully wound. So I have to keep the power on the mag to keep it fucking winding. It's not good enough. Now, you'd think that this system inside here would work, but we know it doesn't, because this came to me with bits of the feed mechanism broken and parts of it missing, because another one has broken down and they've clearly used the parts out of this one to fix another one. If I'd have paid the full price for this as a regular customer and it broke down, I could send it back. But you can't get parts for it. This is a prime example of what you can do if you buy yourself a Boneyard thing. This was less than a third of its retail price. Nah, it's a lie. 4, 8, 12... Fuck, yeah, this is probably about a quarter of its retail value. So this is still viable. I can still go out, buy a ball gear insert, and then fit it to work with the system that I've built on the inside, and it will be fine. The 249, you can at least put a fucking EPM mag in there if you want to. Constant pressure, off it goes, it feeds, no problem. These fucking things, awful. Awful. And the reason this gun is so expensive is because they've made an overcomplicated, over-elaborate, over-complex, flimsy, flawed, it's bollocks. Is this the sexiest support gun I own? Yeah! Apart from my Vulcan mini cannon. But is this, aside from that, electrically powered, you know, is this the best support gun? Oh, it looks fucking amazing. It's so sexy. Is it good? No. No, it's awful. It's fucking terrible. It still has only cost me, well, it's cost me sub 450 so far, with all the little bits and things I've done to it. Spending a little bit of time fucking around. The cost of a ball gear insert on here, it's still way less than half the price of one of these brand new. So there are times when spending the money on something like this is absolutely worth it, because you've got the time and effort, and you'll spend a little bit of money after you've spent fuck all, then fine. But make sure the Boneyard thing you're buying is of a decent price before you do it. This was a fantastic price, so I got it. What you don't do, if somebody turned up here with this to me, and the amount of hours and days that I've put into making this do what it's doing right now, I'd still have to go back to the customer and go, nah, I mean, you need a ball gear insert, dude.
Fuck!
And this in no way comes apart and goes back together again the same way as it fucking did before. Sexy, yes. Good, no. And let's remember, it really is that light. I reckon this is on par with the plastic 249s from S&T. It's so light, but it is so sexy.